Hey, it's Jerry, and I wanted to share something with you. There's been a lot of chatter about the new ZTE Mobley. You may have heard about it. It's been around for a period of time. It's an interesting little device, and I'm going to show you where it's plugged in here in the truck. But this unit allows you to have internet in your vehicle. Now, if you've got a modern vehicle, 17 or later, a lot of them, especially the GM products, have the ability to be able to connect to AT&T wireless. We've got some interesting plans about that. But this ZTE, for the folks above the border, ZTE Mobley, is really a cool thing. We just drove from Middle Georgia down to Florida for a period of time, plugged it in. We had a tablet that was up on the dash that we used for our Google Maps and finding rest areas and things like that. We could use that off this wireless plan. Joan did her Facebook thing and played games, and I got to tell you, it was nice. And I'm going to go over the plans. I'm going to share with you how it's used, and I'm going to show you a really, really cool trick to where you can take it out of the vehicle and use it inside of your RV. And for those of us who are digital nomads or having to have internet on the road, and the cost of this plan, or the low cost there is of this plan, is a huge savings. As a matter of fact, I had another mobile carrier that I was spending well over $100 and something just for internet alone. And our phones are on that, and I reduced the plan by about $60, big savings. So there was 40 bucks I stuck in my pocket. Neat. So let me show you this thing. It's pretty cool. And then we'll go inside the RV, and I'll show you how I use it in there in my work setup. But it's the ZTE Mobley by AT&T Wireless. I'm not compensated for this. I just want to share with you, this is a very, very neat device, and it is incredibly cool. And the service here in Florida that I've been using it for, and I used it once up in Middle Georgia, the service is super, super fast. So I don't know how it'll work out in the desert, but here on the East Coast, it is jam up. So I'll show you here inside the truck and where it's hooked up, and then we'll go inside and I'll show you a few more tricks, okay? So I'll open up the car door here, and I'll pull the device out. You can actually see it. It's down here in the floorboard, and it plugs into this diagnostic port, and this is the device right here. It just plugs in right there. You turn your motor on. There's some settings to where it can run full time, or you can have it turn off 30 minutes after you've turned off the engine. I'll go into those little things as well. But let's go inside the camper, and then I'll show you how we're using it inside as well. Okay. So we're back inside the camper now, and I want to show you, this is the device. It is a model VM6200. The name of the manufacturer is ZTE. Yes, I think it's Chinese. Doesn't really matter. There's ZTE phones, there's a number of other things. So this device was originally designed to go, again, in that diagnostic port. You can see the little holes here, the diagnostic port of any vehicle, any modern vehicle that has those diagnostic ports, this thing will work. But then the question is, wow, I've got this great plan. Now let me share with you. I'm going to go through your setup. I'm going to go to the website. There's some very unique ways of how you have to sign up for this. I've heard about people going to places like the big box stores, getting these and just having nothing but nightmares, and being able to get the device set up properly. There's two ways to be able to get this. I'll show you again on the site. I'll actually bring up the website online. If you're an existing customer, I am not. I'm a Verizon customer. I am a Sprint customer. I use this thing here for my Sprint service, and then I've got another one for my Verizon service. Again, digital nomad, web development, graphic art. I've got to have a lot of bandwidth. I've been testing this thing. I'll show you this as well when I test it. Here at the beach, we're at St. Augustine. I'm getting, 6 meg down and almost that again up. I can live with that. That's good stuff. We've been able to watch movies, YouTube, stream, anything we've wanted to do, we've been able to do it. There are some limitations. This device will only support 5 things, okay? You can have more of those registered, but only 5 can be turned on at one time. So if you've got 2 phones and you don't want to use your data plan, you've got 2 phones, 2 pads, and a computer, as we do, then that's it. Then I've got my work computer that's got a stick in it for internet. So something has to be turned on. It's the 6 unit that comes on. You turn something off, boom, it registers. There's no problem whatsoever. The other thing that's different about this is you'll notice there's right here, you can barely make them out. Right here and right here are 2 LEDs. The first one is power. The first one says I've got signal. If they're both on green, you're working. So how do you manage this thing? Well, you've got a web interface, and I'll show you that as well. That's where you can change your SSID so it doesn't broadcast. Mine has a funny little SSID. And then most important, you got to change that password. You leave that thing wide open, somebody will get into it, change it, lock it up, cause you a lot of problems. Or worse, borrow your internet next door in the campground. Look, I've used this thing. I was over at the laundromat and was, which is probably, let me look, it's across the way. It's maybe 150, 200 feet. And interestingly enough, I picked this thing up. So that would be about 3 campers in depth on either side and at least 1 or 2 back to back. So there would probably be at least 7, 8, maybe even 10 people that could borrow our signal at some level. They can spend their own $20. 2 things that we found currently. Now, I don't know how long this plan is going to offer. It's currently May 18th. I hear rumor this plan may be stopped in July. I can't find anything official on the AT&T website. But there's two ways that you can purchase this. You can do a 2-year agreement and get this thing for free. Or you can do what I did. I did a no contract agreement for $99. That way, if I didn't like it 6 months from now, I could throw it away and I wouldn't be out any cash. Regardless of which one that you use, whether you use the $99 I purchased it, or whether you use the 2-year plan, you get it for free. The current data plan on this thing is $20. Now, there is some fine print that says after you use 22 gigabytes, this thing slows down. It doesn't say that it goes off, it says it slows down. We've used the stew out of this, and so far, I have not seen any slowdown whatsoever. Not in the evenings, not in the day. We've Netflixed with it, we've streamed other stuff through it. We're using it like crazy. So far, so good. So even with that, look, I did some website development the other day, had to upload a pile of videos. I'm uploading the videos for I Love RV Life up to YouTube so you guys can see this stuff. No problems, no slowdowns. This thing just rocks and rolls. So I'll show you the way to buy it. Now again, there's a unique way you've got to buy it. That we found. It works 100%. Oh, let me show you this too. I don't want to leave you hanging on how do I use this thing inside the RV. And I'll include a link down in the show notes. You see this thing right here? That's right. You take this, you plug it in here like so. It has a little cord. You plug that into the wall, and guess what? You now have this thing working inside your RV. Doesn't get any better than that. Now, I have only found a couple places on eBay that sells these. I found one on Amazon. I'll include the Amazon link down below so you can buy it there. All of them are not cheap. Look, they've got you cornered. There's a couple of videos that's out there. There's only 2 locations where this thing is powered up. I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to explain how you wire that thing up to be able to run it off an external one of these devices. You blow it up, then you'll hate me forever. $39 was cheap insurance. It's built well, and it'll pay for itself in 2 months. Actually less than that, it'll pay for itself in 1 month, just as in the savings of moving from my old plan where I was burning a lot of internet, moving to this plan where I'm burning the same amount of internet, probably more, probably just a tad more, and I'm not having to worry about overages or any of those types of things. Just rock and roll with this guy. The other interesting thing is when we get through in the internet, using it here inside the camper, I pull it out, I plug it back in the truck, and when we go to our next destination, again, I'm using my pad for my directions and all those types of things, and Joan's sitting over there with her iPad, just happy-go-lucky doing, connecting with people and doing her Facebook and playing her games and just having a grand time. So it's really a neat thing. So let me go out here on the website. I'm going to show you how this is used. And then again, if you get this device, it's real important, in my opinion, get this guy too, all right? $39, cheap. Now you can use this thing inside your camper and you don't have any limitations. Move it from the truck, your car, whatever you're doing, move it inside your camper, keep on going. You still have great internet. So this is the ZTE Mobley. So let's go to the website and then I'll show you how it's used there, okay? So here we are on the AT&T wireless site. This is att.com/wireless. Go to shop and support, go to wireless, go to connected devices. This is very important, connected devices. We'll click there. Go to connected car. Then scroll down to the bottom and there it is, the Mobley by ZTE Mobley. Okay, click on the learn more. And there shows you the device. So there's two kinds of ways that you can buy it. As you'll notice, there's a free and there's something else that gives you all of the kind of ditties that are here. Hit continue. I was a new wireless customer. I was not using AT&T service. So I clicked on the continue. And then notice there were, I'm going to get rid of this, there were two plans. There's the 2-year contract, nothing due today, nothing due monthly. No, I don't want to chat with you. And then there is the no annual contract option, $99 and 0 monthly. I did not accept any of the insurance. I figured for $100, if I got to use it a month, I'd break even. Protection pack, blah, blah, blah. They got all these types of things. Okay, so very simple. I don't know how often these things come and go from a stock perspective. I know that they're very popular, and you might have to check back with them from time to time. But you continue on, pick out your data plan, and off you go. Okay? So the next thing I want to show you, again, when you're looking at this device, you notice there's no screens, no LEDs. Well, there are 2 LEDs, power, and I'm working. But other than that, how do you manage this thing? Well, I'll show you briefly how to be able to manage that. It's very simple. It comes with its own interface. And from there you set up your passwords and so forth, and it's relatively simple. So let's go again over here to the web interface, and then I'll show you how this thing is managed, okay? So here we are on the AT&T Wireless Manager. You can see that right here. You just type that in, you put in your password just to make it easy and me not have to hide a bunch of things. I just didn't show you that process. But you're seeing, here's my SSID that you're seeing. I've got security. I do have a password. I've got that blanked out, so in case you're next door to me, you don't want to borrow my signal. You'll also notice that you can have a maximum of 5 devices. You can also have a guest signal. I have my guest signal turned off right now. I don't want anybody borrowing this. That means guests can use it with or without a password. So if somebody comes and visits with us, then I give it to them, and I can always change the password if I want to. Okay, you can see here that guest Wi-Fi is off. You also see that you've got a little bit of a signal thingy here that's, you know, it's okay. It's saying that I'm getting 3 bars. That's about right. You can see that I'm also set up as 4 GTE, LTE, so I'm getting all the high-speed stuff, right? And you can go in here and you can edit this, and you can change your SSID, you can change your security type, and this is where you change your password. So this comes with something that is AT&T, something Mobley, and you can change that to whatever your SSID is, so nobody knows that it's a Mobley. And then here's where you change your password from admin. I think that's what it was set up as, and you definitely want to do that. So basically you do those types of things. You don't have to. You can plug it in and start using it, but I strongly recommend that you at least do these 2 items here. You can also click here in your settings, and you can click to your network. I've got mine set purely for domestic data. I have my international data turned off. That would be just in case we were to get up to Canada or something like that. And then get into some international plans or some international problems like that. And then if you look here, my current connection is LTE. You see my signal strength is somewhere between 93 to 94. I'll take it any day and every day. I could probably walk around the RV, stick it in a couple different windows, maybe improve that by 5 or 6 dB. But I'll just share with you here. So let's do this. I'll just show you what we're getting. I'm going to put in a speed test here. We're going to go out to speedtest.net. It's going to look. It's found the server. It's coming out of Tampa Bay. I'm going to hit go. Give this thing just a second. You're seeing This is middle of the day, so in the afternoon. So I will expect that a lot of business people are using their units. And here you'll see my speed test downloads at a little over 25 meg and my uploads at 13 meg. And as a web developer, designer, that is excellent. I'll take that all day long. Very, very high speed data. Very, very pleased with that. The other thing that I'll show you here, this is my Touch. My son gave this to me for Christmas. I just absolutely love it. It works fantastic. I have it hooked up to the system as well. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 1:42 p.m.
Yes, it works so great. So we have that hooked up to it as well. So we're getting all the benefits of home with our little AT&T Mobley. So if you can find one, get one. If you want to improve your cost of your internet, definitely give this thing a shot. It has really improved our travel. If it's improved my workflow, being a digital nomad and remote developer, and it's significantly reduced our cost. Now, all that being said, I'm not going to run Netflix 5, 6, 7, 8 hours every night. That's just not us. We might do a little bit of that, but I'm not going to sit here and try to run 100 gigabyte through this thing just to see what might happen and then get AT&T mad at me. I'm going to be reasonable. I'm going to try to use it up to the maximum amount of gigabytes they'll let me use it for. Why not? I'm paying $20 a month for it. But you can't beat that plan, can you? So the ZTE Mobley, using it in RVs, using it while we travel, pulling this big thing around, and using it for internet, it helps me love RV life.